Hi, my name is Monique. Welcome to your yoga practice. For today's class, we will begin not in a seated position, but actually on the ground on your back. You'll also need maybe a block, a blanket, just something to make you feel comfortable at the end of practice, something that allows you to settle in and be able to breathe and feel the space in your body. Okay, so making your way onto your back, you do have the option here to keep your knees bent, or if you'd like, you can straighten your legs out as you come into full Shavasana. And just taking a moment to observe what your breath feels like. What your body feels like. More specifically, what does your right shoulder feel like? What does your left shoulder feel like? Left leg. Does it feel tired? Ready to move? What does your right leg feel like? Overall, is there space in the body? Or do things feel a bit tight and compact? Can you travel the breath to a place in the body where you don't feel a lot of space? And then simply suggest, my breath creates space. My breath creates space. That is our mantra for today. So as we move through the practice, anytime you are met with resistance or tension, come back to that mantra, that affirmation. My breath creates space. I invite you now to draw the inner linings of your legs together and then float your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your fingertips on top of right shin or right hamstring. And gently just tug that knee in towards the upper body. If your left leg feels comfortable stretched out on the ground, you can leave it as is. Or if you require a bit more space, bend your left knee and place the foot on the floor. Either way is absolutely perfect. Take another breath here. And then as you exhale, you will flex your right foot, kick the heel towards the sky, bend the knee a little bit more, and then as you release your hands, you'll grab hold of the outer edge of your right foot. And if that doesn't work, you can grab the inner arch or even just the ankle or even the calf, or if you don't have any kind of props, if you had a strap, you could just wrap it around the foot. But you can also maybe just reclaim that grasp on your thigh, the back of the thigh, and pull as we come into half happy baby. And breathe. Feel the ribs expand outward, moving from east to west. Notice the arena of your hip, your right hip, and what feels good there, and what could take a little bit of TLC. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, release the right leg down. If your left knee is bent, stretch it out and feel for space, particularly in that right hip. And then we take we take wind relieving pose on the other side. So left knee comes in towards the chest. Interlace your fingertips on top of the shin or the hamstring. And then as you breathe out, you'll drag the thigh in towards the left shoulder. Your arms, your hands act as a lasso. And so as you pull in, perhaps kick out through the right heel if the leg is outstretched, or if it feels better, bend into your right knee and place the foot on the floor. I'd like you to consider today, if it's the end of your day, what you are willing to breathe into. And if it's the beginning of your day or even the middle of your day, what would you like to breathe life into? Each breath gives us the opportunity to realign or affirm our intentions. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, slowly release your hands. Grab hold of anywhere that's comfortable on this left leg. So outer edge of left foot, inner arch of left foot, ankle, calf, thigh, whichever works. Really drive that left heel towards the ceiling, and then as much as you can, encourage an external rotation in that left hip. So almost as though your left leg is a door and you're trying to just press it open. Equally kick up through the left heel and pull down with the left palm. Can you shuttle the breath down into your belly? So if you notice maybe it's a little high in the chest or maybe into the upper realms of your abdomen, see if you can send it down a little bit deeper. Don't force it, but gradually just working to feel that breath come alive in the pit of your belly. Take another inhale. And then exhale, slowly release left leg down. Both legs, both knees extend out. Breathe into any newfound space in your hips. Now bend the knees, place your feet on the floor, and roll over onto one side, right or left, it doesn't matter. And just come into a fetal position, supporting your head with your right or left arm. And when you feel ready, push into the top palm and slowly come up to a seated position. And then make your way into tabletop. So you're coming onto all fours. And here's where we're going to move the breath around just a little bit more as we move it through the body. So bringing some attention into the spine. So cat, pushing into the earth with the palms, rounding the back as much as possible. And cow, finding that deep extension through the spine, reaching back with the tailbone, elevating the heart upwards. And so now that you have that foundation of cat and cow, we add breath. Inhale, pull the navel in, round the spine, drag your chin in towards your chest, push down through the palms. And then exhale, open up through the heart space. Direct your tailbone back. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Find as much length as you can through the neck. Breathe in again. Round the back. And then exhale, arch the back. Take your spine to the right. So you're dragging the left shoulder to the left hip and breathe into the carriage of your right rib. See if you can funnel breath in there. And then come back to center. And then press out through the left ribs. Drag your right shoulder towards your right hip. Really lean into the space as you fan your ribs, your left ribs, to the left side of the room. Breathe in. Fill it up. And then as you breathe out, slowly come back to center. Walk your knees mat to mat distance apart. And then sit your bum back onto your heels. Stretch your fingertips and your arms forward. Perhaps lay your head onto the ground for child's pose. Take a moment now and just walk your arms and your torso over to the right. So you get a nice stretch along the left side seam of your body. With this being the eastern corner of your body, see if you can breathe even deeper, even more into the intercostals, into the muscles that really hold the ribs in place, the serratus anterior. And then breathe in, come back to center. As you breathe out, walk your hands and torso over to the left. Reach as though you're trying to grab something, perhaps in midair if you'd like, with the right arm. And as I stretch with that right arm, I'm dragging back with my right hip and feeling that whole right side of my body come alive. Now take a breath into the farthest or the farther west corner of your body. And then as you exhale, you come back to center. Breathe in, slowly push yourself back up to tabletop. And as you breathe out, send your right arm forward, really root down into the right knee, and then your left leg back. Okay? Now, chances are the belly is going to want to sink to the ground. I'm going to ask you to really pull up. So drag your pubic bone towards your ribs. Try not to let this left leg drop to the mat if you can. If you absolutely must, just let the left toes lightly, delicately touch the earth. And as you reach with your right fingertips, push down with the left and continue to kick up with that left leg, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release right hand down as well as left knee. Reset the body, reset the mind, reset your breath. And then as you take a breath in, left arm reaches forward, rooting down through the left knee, really shoving the right palm into the earth. As you exhale, right leg kicks back, lifts up. Option to flex the foot or point the toes, whatever works for you. I just want you to get engaged and get the energy into that leg. Now press up to the middle of the hamstring. Drag the ribs in and hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left palm down, right knee down. Walk your knees back and come either into a modified version of plank or take those knees off the ground and hover. Option is yours as we find plank. Holding this here. 10, 9, drag the shoulders away from each other. 8, 7, pubic bone pulls in. 6, 5, send your gaze forward. 4,
3, 2, and 1. Curl your toes under if they're not. Push into the palms. Press yourself up into downward facing dog. And then just tiptoe your feet very gently towards the top of your mat. And then once there, breathe in, come to a flat back. Breathe out, exhale, fold. Let everything just go. If you need a little bit more support, you can bend into the knees. And then slowly, as I count you down from 8, begin to curl up. 8, 7, curling up to stand. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you come all the way up to stand, root down to the soles of your feet. Perhaps feet are hip distance apart. Maybe they're a little bit closer together. It's entirely up to you. Coming back to the mantra. My breath creates space. And perhaps today, maybe there's something that you need more space to be created within. And so maybe it's my breath creates space in my heart, my breath creates space in my body, my breath creates space in my job, my relationships. Let us do just about maybe 3 half sun salutations, anchoring in this mantra. Take an inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Breath creates space in my body. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. My breath creates space in my heart. Inhale, flat back. Heart lengthens forward. My breath creates space in my mind. Exhale and fold against the thighs. My breath creates space in my spirit. Push through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Finding gratitude for the breath, palms touch. Exhale, hands come in front of heart space in prayer. My breath is also a form of prayer. Breathe in, arms reach towards the sky, lifting up through the heart. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Inhale, flat back, sending the heart forward. Exhale, fold again. As you push through the feet, take a breath in, come all the way up. Reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, hands in front of heart space in prayer. Last time. Inhale, arms reach. My breath is a portal to my freedom. Exhale, hinge and fold. My breath gives me clarity. Inhale, flat back. My breath allows me time to think. Exhale and fold. My breath anchors me to peace. Inhale, come all the way up. My breath rejuvenates me. Exhale, hands in front of heart space in prayer. My breath is the language of my heart. Pausing there. Slowly bring your hands to your hips. And just as you shift the weight into the right foot, step your left foot back. Of course, if you want to take it a little bit further back, you're more than welcome to, depending on the length of your gait, the distance between your feet. Option to drop the left knee to the ground as you push into that right big toe. And then inhale, arms are going to reach up towards the sky. Exhale, lift heart to ceiling. Squeeze inner thighs together and breathe. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, hands return back to your hips. If your left knee is on the ground, pick the knee off the earth and then gently step the foot forward to meet the right. Take another breath in, anchor into that left foot. As you exhale, launch your right foot back now. Heel toeing it or wiggling it back, just enough to create the space that you need. Option to drop the knee to the earth, but it doesn't mean that you lose the containment in between the thighs as you drag back of left thigh to front of right. Breathe in, arms reach towards ceiling. Maybe the palms touch. If that doesn't work, of course, hands can stay separate. Exhale as you press heart to sky. Pull the navel in, pull up through the pubic bone. Continue to send the heart towards the ceiling. Breathing into the ribs. Pushing down through that left big toe. Take another breath in. This time as you exhale, hands come to the ground. Step your left foot back and slowly walk your knees back, or, of course, if you're on your knees here, if you're not on your knees, you can drop them to the earth and just lower all the way down to the ground. Bring your hands just by the sides of your chest, touch down through the tops of the feet. Breathe in and just come up into a little baby cobra, just enough to breathe into that heart space. And then exhale, release, and let it go. Stack your palms one on top of the other and bring your forehead to your hands. Let's do that one more time. Hands come by the sides of your chest. Push down through the tops of the feet. Take a breath in. Lift up through the heart. Generous breath here. Keep pushing into the hands. Of course, if you want to take your hands off the ground, you can. Squeeze your glutes. Take one more breath in. And exhale. Rest. Bring your hands by the sides of your chest now. Push yourself up to your knees. And then I invite you to turn around and make your way onto your back. Grab anything that you will need. Just have it handy for your Shavasana. We'll be moving into that in a couple of moments. So as you lie down onto the back, I'm so used to doing this at home, taking it off because it's so weird sometimes. Okay. All right. So as you lie down onto the back, cross right ankle on top of left thigh and slowly just bring the knees in towards the chest. Interlace your fingertips on top of left shin or left hamstring. And of course, breathe. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, release your hands, step your left foot down, uncross your right leg, and then left ankle comes on top of right thigh. Breathe in. Slowly travel the knees and the thighs in towards the chest, keeping that figure four shape. And as you exhale, upon grasping hold of that right leg, slowly drag the legs in. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly release it to the earth. Let go of that right leg. Uncross. And now I'd like you to bring the soles of your feet together and just let the knees flare open. Of course, if this does not feel good, you will instead bring your knees together, keep them touching, and walk your feet as far apart as possible to the point where it feels comfortable to have the knees touching it. You feel absolutely no tension in the hips. You don't have to do anything at all. So pick your medicine. And then place one hand on the heart and one hand on your belly. And I'd like you to imagine that your breath is medicine. And based on your day so far,
Where does this potent medicine need to go? Does it need to have a conversation with your heart? Does it need to put your mind at ease? Does it need to hold space and speak to the nervousness in the belly? Can your breath be your own lullaby? One that reminds you you are safe here, and one that continuously shows up for you. Feel the rise of your belly. Let us put this medicine to use. Placing your palms just on the lower region of your belly, south of your navel. Allow your breath to travel into your hands. Feel your belly rise. And I'd like you to envision a sun or a flower blossoming in the belly right underneath the gentle touch of your hands. And each time you take a breath in, you receive more life. And each time you let the breath go, you release whatever weighs heavily on your heart or mind. Stay with this image as you now slide your legs out. And just watch the breath travel into the sun, or blossom beautifully into your own personal garden. And if you'd like, you can release your hands, knowing that they too hold this medicine. Send your breath into the soles of your feet and your toes and begin to wiggle them. Let them come alive. Let them feel the energy of the sun or a flower blooming brightly with the help of the sun. And then send the energy of life into your fingers and your hands. Breathe into the spaces in your body that ask for more medicine. Gently bring your legs together. Reach your arms back, perhaps overhead. Point your toes away from the chest. Notice, hopefully, that there is more space, and that if only maybe 1% was able to get some more space, that your breath can still work its magic. As you release your hands, please bend the knees. Ground your feet to floor, and then slowly roll over onto one side. Push into the top palm and slowly make your way up. As you come up to a seated position, hopefully surrendering to a sense of calmness in the body and the heart, feeling the space, feeling ease, and reminding yourself that your breath creates space. Your breath creates ease. Your breath is an anchor to love. Thank you so much for joining me today. May you be well, may you be blessed, and may you be loved fully.